It looks like the sound is good. Let's kick off this. So I'm going to start with my own house, the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction, the APRC. There's a lot to talk about the great party, and I want you guys to understand what's actually happening behind the scenes, because there's a few things that the party is struggling to deal with, and that's basically something that's been our greatest strength has also been one of our weakest strengths since Jammeh's departure. And I want to explain this because people outside of the party have been misled or haven't been adequately informed, or they're not aware of what's going on. So I'm going to start with general house cleaning in the APRC party. Right now we're getting a few issues inside the party. Those issues are not major. As far as I'm concerned, the issues that APRC is facing right now are not major issues. It's just simple protocol, and the constitution of the party is not being followed. People are just using sections of the constitution when they have beef, or they have a disagreement, or they're arguing. Then they use the constitution to punish the other one. But they're not even using it the right way and the proper way to deal with perceived disciplinary issues we have in the party. And those disciplinary issues are not disciplinary or misconduct issues per se. It's not at all. It's a case of having a leadership in the APRC party who are not receptive to free speech, who are not receptive to criticism and requests for accountability and openness. And this is what's causing the problem in the APRC right now. And I'm going to give you a genesis of what's happening in the APRC from CRR, and I'll relate it to a few things that's happened since 2017. Because as far as I'm concerned, no human being is perfect. I can tell you that for a fact. No human being is perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. Even when it's written, rules that govern the public are written in black and white, there will be mistakes. But these mistakes, we have to ensure we don't repeat continuously. We don't want to repeat. If you're repeating those mistakes regularly, continuously, that often, then there is a problem, a fundamental problem in an institution. And that problem is, unfortunately, the fact that there are people in charge who do not know their roles and responsibilities. And I'll get to that in a minute, because that is all mired in this whole APRC saga between the National Executive Committee of the APRC, CRR, and the party leader, His Excellency, Chair Professor Dr. Yahya Jammeh, aka Babili Mansa. So it's a triangle. As you see, the title of my today's Facebook Live is the APRC Triangle. There's a triangle there, and it only occurred. I'm threatening the coherence that we had in the party. In my view, it's a simple problem to solve. It's not a big deal. But the people who are meant to solve this problem impartially, people who are supposed to apply the laws of the great party, are not applying the laws in accordance with the disciplinary procedure of the party. In fact, before you instigate a disciplinary procedure in the party, you have to look at the root cause of the problem. The root cause of the problem has been neglected by the APRC leadership. And I will come to that in a minute, because for me, the APRC has a constitution, one of the best written constitutions of a political party. The constitution that's guided the party since 1996. The 19th of July is the founding day of APRC, 19th of July 1996. That's the day the APRC was conceived, 19th of July. Then Liberation Day or the Revolution Day is 22nd of July. That's the day the APRC came into force. And that's the same APRC that gave birth to the APRC. If you're new to my Facebook Live, as I always do, to people who are new to my Facebook Live, I've got a following outside of Gambia. So I like painting that picture so everyone that's viewing or watching this video live can be at the same speed with me. So to bring you up to speed, my name is Lamin Tamba. I am a member of the APRC party in the Gambia. The APRC is short for the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction. That is the abbreviation for it, acronym, whatever you call it. Now, I support that party. I am the spokesman for the UK branch of the APRC. So the UK branch is based in the United Kingdom. Not difficult to discern, right? Now, the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation is the party that returned arguably 5 successful presidential elections for the former president of the Gambia, Professor Yahya Jammeh. Now, I see people saying, where did he get his professor title from? Well, to become a professor of a university, you will have outstanding achievement in one minute section of academics, one tiny little section of academics, of carrying out outstanding research and publishing your work on a consistent basis in that particular. I don't know the exact criteria for it. I know roughly what it is. So somebody who's run a country for 22 years as a president, you don't have to ask whether he is a professor in politics. It's a given. It goes without saying that that person, astute, has got vast acumen when it comes to political sciences. So if they conferred an honorary doctorate on that person or a professor title on that person, after 22 years of running one of the most difficult countries on planet Earth, albeit a small country, then that person, you cannot doubt their credentials in terms of being a professor. How long does it take for somebody to become a professor in a university? It doesn't take that long. All you have to do is publish outstanding work in a particular field. And you cannot tell me Jammeh was not outstanding compared to the others who led or are leading the Gambia right now. So he didn't steal his title of professor. But look, that's just a bit of a bloated introduction. Now let's go to the crux of the matter, the APRC Triangle. This is what happened in the CRR. Let me start with that problem first. Then I'll come down to the issue I have with the APRC executive and their relationship with Professor Jammeh, Gambia's former president, who is still the party leader of the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction. Right? Now, he was returned as the party leader, the flag bearer, and the supreme leader by APRC National Congress in 2018. Congress was held in Guyam. The last Congress in February that the APRC held, they returned the same resolutions. They resolved to keep Dr. Yahya Jammeh as the party leader, the flag bearer, and the supreme leader of the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation, APRC. And therefore, if there were any disciplinary processes in a party, the APRC Constitution states that those disciplinary processes will be applied in consultation with the APRC National Executive. And the chairman, according to the APRC Constitution, the chairman of the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction, the APRC, is the party leader of the APRC, and therefore no decision will be made unless that chairman or the party leader, let's just stick to the party leader because the chairman is not a term that I like. It denotes some sort of autocracy. Let's stick to the party leader. The party leader has to authorize that disciplinary process. The Constitution of the APRC sets out in no ambiguous terms, it's crystal clear, that if there were disciplinary procedures or disciplinary action to be instigated by the APRC party for misconduct, of which a member of the APRC is suspected of committing or getting involved in, the chairman or the party will set a disciplinary committee. And that disciplinary committee will investigate the conduct of that particular member of the APRC. Now that includes a regional chairman. That includes our second deputy party leader. That includes the party spokesman. That includes the party's general secretary. Nobody is beyond the law. Nobody is above it. That's the disciplinary procedure. The Constitution says The disciplinary committee will be independent of the executive. A team will be set up to investigate the allegations of misconduct. Now, the issue here is, in Central River region of the Gambia, which is in the middle east of the country, the Central River region of the Gambia has had some issues, administrative issues, and those administrative issues came about when Jammeh left the country. Some of the people, executive members of the CRR, the Central River region, deserted APRC and went to UDP or went to GDC or went to other parties and actively participated in the politics of those political parties against the APRC, their parent party, the party they just defected from. That's what happened. That's not being disputed by the National Executive Committee of the APRC. On the ground, the National Executive Committee is led by an interim party leader of the APRC, and his name is Fabakary Tombonjata. He's got another members of the National Executive Committee. They number about 43 or 48 of them. Let me have a look at the latest list at the Independent Electoral Commission. Now, there's nothing fishy with the updated list of executives that the APRC National Executive Committee, or the NEC, I'm going to keep it short. So if you hear me mention NEC, it means the APRC National Executive Committee. Now, let me pull out the number of members we have in the NEC. All right. If you give me a few seconds, I'll pull out the list that we have here. So the list is about 43 members, yeah, as part of the National Executive Committee. If there were disciplinary issues, those people should set a disciplinary committee. So in CRR, what happened? A member of our executive in the CRR left the APRC and contested for the GDC, another opposition party in CRR. Yes, he wanted to be a GDC chairman for that region. He left the APRC and went to GDC. Not just him. There are a few others who left the party subsequently or were playing double games. They were double agents. They were flirting with other parties at the same time pretending they were APRC. So this is where the problem began. It's only the APRC leadership on the ground who will allow an executive member, top executive member of the party, to defect to another party. When they failed to secure a seat in another party, they then came back to the APRC after failing in their bid to represent another party in top office. They returned to the APRC, and the APRC executive just shunted them back up to the post of Deputy Regional Chairman, the second biggest position in the region, politically. Somebody who's deserted you to go elsewhere, to go and search for greener pastures, dumped you at the most difficult period of your political career or your political existence. The person defected and went to another political party. When they failed to secure top office up there, they came back to our party. That particular person is not loyal to the party. Even if there were, people do change. They can return after realizing that where they went was actually unsuitable for various reasons. Could be financial, could be the manifesto, the ideology of the party doesn't suit what they first thought. That's all possible. But if they come back, they must start from the ground and work their way up to the top again. You don't shunt that particular person and shove him down people's throat and put him back at the top office of a political party, Deputy Regional Chairman. Only the APRC does that sort of stuff. Now, this particular individual and a few other people in the executive of the CRR ensured that APRC secured no councillor seat in the entire region of the CRR. we didn't put up a candidate for the regional election to become chairman of the Central River region because our top brass people deserted APRC at the most crucial stage of the party's existence and went searching for greener pastures. And when they returned, the National Executive Committee of the APRC shunted them back again to the Deputy Regional Chairmanship. They came back because obviously APRC must be a bit more appealing for whatever reason. They should have worked their way down from the ground up. Let them go and join the ordinary membership. Let them work their way up. You do not put those people in responsible leadership straight away after they've returned. And you know what happened? They started working with Barrow and his NPP. On the ground, subterfuges, double agents. They were quietly ensuring the underbelly of the APRC is rotten. Quietly killing the core of the APRC party for the benefit of the NPP. They were going in and out with Barrow's people in CRR. They ensured we didn't have any candidate in CRR, no councillor, no MP, no regional chairmanship in the whole of CRR, with one of our strongest regions in the country. Jammeh never used to lose election there. Even when he left, we still had a massive support. As we speak now, we still have massive support. We were supposed to enroll 60 youth into the APRC from Sami alone in CRR back in October, November. 60 youth. Thanks to our National Executive Committee, that couldn't happen. Whether they were deliberately stalling on going to Sami, CRR, to introduce these 60 youth into the party, we do not know. Those youths are now impatient, and some of them probably gone and joined other parties, or they probably succeeded in luring or forcing the youth to go and join the NPP quietly. I'll come to this inconsistency in a minute. I'll come back to it. The National Executive Committee of the APRC, I admire them. They've done some fantastic jobs. They kept the party together in one unit. And just as the party began to grow again in size, the European branch, the UK branch are actually getting bigger by the day. I'm receiving loads of requests from people, and I forward them to the EU branch, and I forward them to the US branch. Some of them we've recruited to the UK branch. The UK branch is getting bigger. The EU branch is getting bigger. People are beginning to believe in the party. But we have some people inside the National Executive Committee who are quietly destroying the party from within. It started with the former spokesman, Sidinja, and I'll come to that in a minute. He is the epitome of the inconsistency and the hypocrisy that's taking place inside the APRC National Executive Committee. And I'll put it down to one thing and one thing only: poor leadership. I'll come to Sidinja's case in a minute because he will be at the center of this CRR thing and the double standards that is happening inside the APRC leadership. And I'll also come to the issue of Kitum Jaju and Single Nyasi and Lamin Sisi and other people that they sacked from the party just because they were critical and they were asking for transparency. They were asking for stuff to be done the right way, that an institution that's been funded by the membership. APRC hasn't got wealthy backers. It's the members like us, ordinary members like us, who are funding the party on a day-to-day basis. But you cannot speak critical of the current executive committee. You are an enemy. Myself, they've accused of undermining the authority in CRR. I'll come to that in a minute. Because their dismissal of the chairman of CRR, Alhaji Omar Mambure, is the biggest, it's at the height of lack of respecting authority above you. Because our constitution says the same. I'll go to APRC Constitution, Article 19, and I'll go to Article 50 of the APRC Constitution, which clearly state how a disciplinary process in a party must be conducted. Anything short of that will result in decisions that have been taken declared null and void. This problem started in October. So some of you outside who are listening to speeches from the National APRC Executive Committee, the NAC, will be hearing half the story, half the truth. You will not know the genesis of the problem. We have 60 people wanting to join the APRC. They frustrated them. They told our Back to State House campaign that we carried out from Koina by EU branch. It was doing very well and gathering steam. People were beginning to return to the APRC. New people were beginning to join the APRC. Deportees from Europe, our backway boys, were joining the APRC in numbers. But they were not welcome. I'll come to that in a minute. Our ex-ministers, our ex-MPs have returned to the party. They've refused to appoint them. Be careful of FJC. Be careful of Honorable Abdullah Bojang. Be careful of Action Man, Honorable Bala Jahumpa. Be careful of Benjamin Roberts. These people have come back. Be careful of what exactly? How are you so afraid of individuals to a point where you think if you enroll them and give them responsible positions in a party again, they're going to shake your party and remove you from your position? Isn't that paranoia? Isn't that incompetence? Isn't that fear of quality that will take the party from A to B, C, D, E, the direction that we want the party to go exactly? Abdullah Bojang came. They created all sorts of smear, coming the former Speaker of the National Assembly. They smeared him, they tainted him, they put all sorts of allegations that he cannot be trusted, he is here and there. What is there that is not to be trusted? What is he going to take from the APRC? What's the secret that the APRC is harboring that Honorable Abdullah Bojang or Action Man or Fatma Jahumpa or Benjamin Roberts are going to take and run away with? What is that secret? These people have committed to return to the party 100% fully. They're sidelining them. Anyone with capacity is trying to undermine them. Myself, they've accused me of trying to undermine the party in CRR. You know what my offense is? My offense is financial assistance that I gave to Combo North, financial assistance that I gave to Brikama North, financial assistance that I give to URR, to CRR, to KMC Youth, to other places, APRC student wing. When they have loggerhead somewhere you've supported before, because they've heard you've given that CRR executive some money to buy food and meat and condiments to cook for their Sunday meeting, but because they're not in good terms with that particular person, you're undermining their authority over there. But when I do it for KMC Youth, when I do it for Student Wing, when I do it for Combo North, for Brikama North, for Fonyi, for CRR, for North Bank Region, for URR, for our MPs during the election, for our councillors, for our regional chairman candidates, I was not undermining the party then. So because they want NPP people to be in the APRC, to destroy the APRC, and we're trying to counter that, we are undermining their authority. But how then can they sack a chairman of a region without the approval of the party leader Jammeh, the flag bearer Jammeh, the supreme leader Jammeh? What sort of authority do they have to dismiss somebody as big as the chairman of a region without Jammeh's approval? Where's the approval from Jammeh? Has anyone seen it? No. Did they consult him? No. They've not been talking to Jammeh because Jammeh knows what these people are doing day in, day out. I'm not going to go into those allegations. I'll leave that for now. Okay? That's not me. Unless I see something on paper or on video or both, I don't take these allegations as facts. But these people need to remember that Jammeh was a president for 22 years. And when he left State House, he didn't live with everyone. His former employees are still working at State House. His former employees are still in the securities. They know who's going in and out. And they see them day in, day out. So whatever authority belonging to Jammeh that they're trying to undermine, it's up to them. It'll come back to haunt them. If you cannot respect the authority above you, people like me can now disrespect the authority above me. But me, knowing myself very well, I respect rules. I'm not going to be in the United Kingdom and say I don't like English laws. I'm going to break them. I'm not going to be in the APRC and say I don't like the laws set by the APRC executive. I'm going to break them. I am going to exit first. Make myself a neutral. Make myself independent so I can start my offensive from outside. That's what I'm going to do, because we try to resolve this problem. We funded their trips to go to CRR, meet with the people, get the real truth as to why there has been loggerheads between NPP implants, NPP insiders inside the APRC, and the real people who are still standing up for the party, who didn't defect even a second to go to another party when things were difficult. Those are the people who are trying to stop the NPP infiltration into the party, and those are the people they're dismissing day in, day out. You'll never hear swearing and insulting people who praise them kicked out of the APRC. The only people you hear them dismiss, expel. In fact, the expulsion, a few expulsions they've done have been done illegally. They haven't been done properly. I'll read Article 19 of the APRC and I'll read Article 50. Actually, Article 50 is the one that deals with disciplinary procedure. But our APRC executive love Article 19. According to Article 19, this, according to Article 50, this and this and that. They don't look at the Article 50. I'll read it verbatim. And you can hear it, word for word. Therefore, if we're talking about misconduct here, there has been a lot of it since 2017. We all heard about the $3.5 million that Jammeh gave them to run the National Assembly election, to put up candidates in every constituency. They put up just 29, maybe not even 29, maybe 27. And I'm sure out of those 27 candidates they put up, they didn't give them more than $50,000 each. If you multiply 29, let's say for the sake of argument, because 29 is the first number I saw Sidinja share in March 2017. Let's suppose they put up 29 candidates throughout the country instead of 48. Let's suppose they put 29 candidates and they gave them $50,000 each. That's $1.5 million approximately, if my math is correct. Should I work it out? If my math is correct, that's $1.5 million. They were given $3.5 million for the National Assembly election alone. Where's the $2 million gone? We all heard about the horror stories as what happened to it. I don't want to go there. I'll leave that for now because I can't set my hands on it. I can't see what they've done with it. I can't see the breakdown. The one thing that's evidently lacking from this leadership at all times is financial statements, accountability. For the first time since Jammeh left last year, despite the coronavirus pandemic, people trusted us because I went out there and said to people, now the APRC is transparent. We're going to give tickets and receipts for every single amount of money that you're going to give. We did a global GoFundMe for everyone on Gambian soil and overseas. For the first time since Jammeh left, we raised over 1.2 million physical cash we've raised. They went and bought 8 motorbikes. Fine, I know how much a new motorbike costs. About $35,000 is. They bought 1 pickup truck, which I heard, according to rumor, broke down the next week after they bought it. I don't know how much they bought it for. I asked for receipts to see what they bought the car for and from who. Till this day, a year later, no, actually when they bought it's not up to a year yet. 10 months, 9 months, 10 months later, I haven't seen the receipts yet. I don't know how much the pickup truck was bought for. I don't know where the $1.2 million is gone. We have people in our party, top APRC executive, telling us in Kerjarga constituency, oh, do not say anything bad about Barrow Government, NPP, when we were campaigning for the local government election that Kerjarga ward to select our councillor. Oh, don't say anything against or the NPP and Barrow in the campaign. Top APRC executive told our campaign team that. Nyamina West, we were supposed to put candidates up for the Nyamina West by-election for National Assembly member. The chairman found somebody suitable to go. The executive said no, they should go with another person. Unknowing to us that the person that they put up was going to wait until the night before nomination day and then pull out of that position of representing the APRC in the by-election. At a point, crucial point where that person, we couldn't replace that person before nomination day. Political parties should have a plan A, plan B, and plan C. If somebody pulls out, knowing very well the game they were playing in Nyamina West to ensure, again, these are the allegations of the late former APRC deputy chairman who went to GDC. When things didn't work out, he came back to APRC. They made him a leader again. He and his other people apparently were campaigning for Barrow in Nyamina by-election or helping the NPP campaign. They ensured APRC didn't put a candidate up in Nyamina West with no excuse because there were funds available to fund that campaign. We found funds to fund the Kirjarga by-election. Another by-election that we should have won. You see, I don't want to go deep. I'll accuse people for stuff I don't know. But I know for a fact they waited until the 11th hour. That candidate defected to NPP. So that meant we didn't have a candidate to replace him. Why? How could you run a political... So if we go into nomination day in November this year, and Babili says, no, I don't want to run. We don't have plan B. We don't have plan C. You know very well the games you're playing in CRR. The one person you dismiss in CRR is the one person that's been loyal to the AFPRC and APRC from the very first minute of both governments. He didn't defect, didn't betray Jammeh. He was not part of the people who plotted to get the 2016 election rigged, to get Jammeh out of power. Despite the difficulties, stood by Jammeh's side and the APRC. He didn't move. He didn't go looking for opportunities elsewhere, and when he failed, return to the APRC, because the APRC has got weak leadership that will return you to your top position after you've left to go and search for greener pastures somewhere. Other parties will not do that. You have to work your way up, unless you willingly defected there and you're not going to go back again. I am not accusing anyone of doing something individually, but I know for a fact I'm inside. I can tell you stuff. They think I don't know because they don't inform me readily of many things unless they want to disseminate it to the media, unless there's funding opportunities or funding gaps and they want those funding gaps to be filled. But their daily operations, I don't get to know them. I get to hear them. People tell me, and I say to people, send me a video, send me an audio, send me paper. The current APRC leadership's preoccupation right now is how to deal with Barrow, not Jammeh. They will not talk to Jammeh for 5-6 months. They haven't spoken to him. But they're going in and out with Barrow's people constantly. Barrow is their priority. You cannot say anything critical of Barrow. You cannot offend him. Jammeh, who made them household names, who gave them everything, made them the people there. You see, they're making a big mistake again, Sidin Jai, when he brought disrepute into the party, misconduct issues. They didn't dismiss him like they did to Omar Mambure. They dilly-dally, and Jammeh shook them. Shook the entire executive. They wasted their time. They hesitated until Sidin Jai left. They were not quick at dismissing him like they done to Single Nyasi, to Kitum Jaju, to Mariama Kujabi, to Nabu Saho, or other people. And when you oppose them, they say, oh, it's only Fonyi people opposing. No! Look at the people they dismissed in 2018 or 2019. They're not from Fonyi, some of them. They're from Brikama, from Bakau and other areas. When you're critical, you're a rebel. We want what's best for Gambia. Jammeh is a nationalist, Pan-African. He is not going to support a political party that's selling Gambia. Barrow is doing everything to sell Gambia, destroying Gambia, sold our sovereignty. We don't own our territory anymore. Hell, the guy is not even being guarded by Gambian security anymore. A nationalist party. For all that Jammeh did for the Gambia, he is not these people's priority. They will not talk to him. They have not sent him a statement of accounts. I have not seen APRC statements or statements of accounts. I have not seen how much money they raised per rally. I have not seen even the money that was involved in raising 1 point something million, probably 1.3 million. I haven't seen statements of it. But I know the receipts were being given out. That's what gave people confidence to contribute to the APRC one more time. And people were coming back in numbers. For the first time after Jammeh's departure, we raised over $1 million, and we raised it in physical cash. Not the kind that people are giving us. Every APRC rally that we have, people donate cows, they donate rice, they donate a lot of stuff. So the money that we actually spend on our rallies are not that great. But we get a lot, the assobis and the t-shirts and the contribution, cash contribution that people give. They will not give you a statement of accounts. Not even one rally. That's the political party I support. But that's contrary to my belief as an individual. I knew things were difficult. I know being opposition in Gambia is difficult. In fact, few times I said inside the APRC forum, I think we need to pay our executives expenses and all this. So when we raise money, let's save it. We pay the executive to go and attend meetings. We pay them to do stuff that they would be doing for the political party. They shouldn't be out of pocket for attending party meetings. Whether it's community, Gunjur, people are burning the place, Sanyang people are burning the place. Mama Kande will go there quickly to show solidarity. Halifa Sallah will go to youth riots to show solidarity. I expected the APRC to do the same. We pay for their travel. We paid for their travel to go. I gave money. Other people did. Maybe I'm one of the smallest donors in there. To go to CRR and solve the problem. November, they postponed it. Yeah, because of Jabang rally. They were going to go the weekend after. Somebody died. Yeah, that was the second to last weekend of November. A weekend later, they didn't go. 2 weeks later, they didn't go. Christmas came, they didn't go. January came, they didn't go. February, March, April, they didn't go. They sent a team of vanguards, APRC vanguards, to go and investigate the problem in CRR, knowing fully well what the problem is. But we said, okay, cool. Send the vanguards team to go and investigate the problem with CRR. They're going to investigate the problem in CRR. They have not even got the opportunity, they haven't had the opportunity to submit their report to the National Executive Committee. Bang on the Eid day or the day after Eid, they've sacked the chairman. Why on the Eid day or the day after Eid? Korite day, you delivering a letter to somebody to tell him you've been dismissed from your position as a chairman of a region. Muslims doing that. The day of Korite or a day after or a couple of days after. You send somebody their dismissal letter. Somebody who's been in APRC from day one. Before all these people were trying to dismiss him in the first place. Man never defected. Alhaji Omar Mambure didn't defect. He's there. Ajab Babu Sidibe never defected. They're still strong, loyal APRC people. They're the same people who lured 60 youth to join the APRC, convinced them that APRC is the way. Something that all the youths today know. Because they underestimated what APRC was doing for them in terms of education, in terms of security, in terms of health, scholarships, every single thing. No, they didn't want to do that. November, December, January, February, March, April, May, we're in now. We are sacked, even before the report landed on their tables. Why? Because he stood his ground and said, Babili Mansa gave me authority to dismiss the NPP people in APRC. As a regional chairman, he's within his right to dismiss those people. If he's given the right from the party leader, Babili Mansa, to dismiss those people for being subterfuges, for being double agents, for trying to rot the belly of the APRC for the sake of the incumbent. Now one of those people has suddenly secured 700,000. The people suspected of creating rancor in CRR. One of those is now got 700,000 from somewhere to go and invest in CRR. Where did they get 700,000 from? Who's giving it to them? There are allegations as to where that money is coming from. The relationship, the bromance between the APRC leadership and the MPP is getting ridiculous. Nobody's telling you to sever your family ties. I'm not saying that. No. In fact, if you think about the art of detachment, I am one of those people. I can donate to a UDP cause if it's for humanitarian reasons or community reasons. I can donate to DOI cause if it's humanitarian or community reasons. I can attend UDP people's naming ceremonies or GDC's naming ceremony. I don't have problems. I can hang with them. Hell yeah. I can hang with them. But when it comes to politics, the distinction lines should be absolutely clear, abundantly clear. They should never be blurred. Samsar went to meet Barrow. He put it out there, transparent. Absolutely. Our people are going quietly in the middle of the night, alone or in groups. In fact, that's what brought the first APRC impasse between Emeba and them. Starting with Sidinjai, who was doing the underground work, trying to damage the APRC from within. Now Sidinjai is their best friend. When he left the APRC, when they were supposed to sack him and didn't sack him, and nearly split the party into two, and then he left, he was in talking terms with some of our executive members. Now they're best buddies. They're going in and out. What's created that relationship? Where is Sidinjai right now? I believe in authority. Yeah? I believe in authority. So therefore, I'm not going to undermine the APRC authority, the executive. So for me to be effective, to counter their planned mortgaging of the party, allegedly, because I've seen signs of it. I cannot see how you can fight somebody and dismiss somebody who's trying to stop the NPP infiltration into the party. So what are you trying to tell us? Oh, you're in a rally stage. They took Aissatou Jifonga Judge's mic from her. Sidinjai. Oh, you can't say this against Barrow. Kerjarga, oh, you can't say anything against NPP, bad things against NPP and Barrow. You will not hear the APRC opposition, arguably the largest opposition party in Gambia right now. You cannot hear them criticize Barrow anymore. Look at how many murders are taking place. Our executive are mute. They're not going to newspapers. They're not blowing it. They're not writing to international aid. They're not holding press conference. Look how many times UDP took the government to court. When they tell our APRC party to take the government to court for seizing Jammeh's assets and selling them illegally, for seizing 45 of APRC vehicles and selling them or sharing between them illegally, for taking Jammeh's cattle illegally. Oh, we don't have money. Last time we spoke to the lawyer, he said $400,000. Is there only one lawyer in Gambia? No. I've spoken to a lawyer. I secured a lawyer. I said to the APRC executive, I found a lawyer to fight for the unconstitutional Jammeh Commission and to fight for our accounts, to recover them. They didn't entertain me. They ignored me. No executive member took my offer. The lawyer is there. We pay $50,000 up front. They start the work today to challenge the unconstitutionality of the Jammeh Commission, the wrong enforcement of the recommendations of the Jammeh Commission against Jammeh unconstitutionally. It's only the appeals court which helped us in this instance. And Barrow stopped selling Jammeh's properties after the damage was done. I found a lawyer. They didn't entertain it. They ignored me, like they didn't hear me. But as soon as I put an audio out there criticizing some of their moves, oh, they hear that quick. They come down like a rush. Oh, I'm an enemy. And there's a forum, APRC forum, that doesn't kiss anyone's rear, that doesn't bow down to no one, that tells the executive the truth. It's called the Patriotic Youth for Change, PYFC. That forum, they don't like. They said we're enemies of the executive. We want to undermine them. Well, we don't. We tell them the truth because that forum has got people with capacity who are not afraid to constructively criticize the process, the green agenda. Oh, Patriotic Youth for Change, PYFC, is a problem. What problem did we say in the PYFC didn't defect and go to Barrow. We didn't have secret meetings with Barrow. We didn't say Mama Kande is difficult. When they tell them, oh, why are you negotiating with Barrow and not negotiating with Mama Kande? Oh, you cannot trust Mama Kande. Oh, Mama Kande is difficult. Oh, he said this. Yes, Mama Kande will be difficult. Because Mama Kande doesn't have a pickup truck and $1 million to give every high-profile person that joins his party. Mama Kande doesn't have a pickup truck and $1 million to give to APRC executive members if we go into an alliance. Mama Kande has got love of Gambia and he's got ethos, work ethos in our country. Even in opposition, he's building bridges, he's drilling boreholes, he's mending streets, he's helping people out. What is Barrow doing? Barrow is destroying our institutions, health, education, agriculture, fisheries, to sell it to Senegal, to sell it to EU, to sell it to the Chinese. APRC, a nationalist and Pan-African party, wants to join that venture of selling Gambia, selling our fishery, selling our education, selling our health services, unsecuring our nation, ensuring our territorial integrity is all but fine dust. Jammeh is the party leader of the APRC. He can pull strings. If he believes something is against the interest of the APRC, he will pull strings. Let me pull Article 50 of the APRC Constitution and you guys can listen to it. And you tell me why the current executive of the APRC haven't been sacked themselves. If they think Omar Mambure was not meeting the targets and deadlines, was not fulfilling his outcomes, his roles and responsibilities, tell me which person in the APRC executive right now is fulfilling their mandate. What targets did they set themselves? What performance indicators are they showing us? What committee did they set to investigate disciplinary processes? Did they set it up? Was it independent? Did the party leader authorize it? In any executive, the chairman, who's the party leader, will have to authorize some of these things that take place in the party. What do you think? Let me pull Article 19. I'll read Article 19 and I'll jump to Article 50. You guys listen. And you tell me which of those current APRC executive members has not breached them. Yeah? You listen. I don't have time for this. I don't. We are working hard to expand the APRC and it's getting bigger. People are returning. People are believing in the party. No. We become a sacking party. We're not sacking people because they stole money. People who stole money never got sacked. They're still there. We're not sacking people because they're defecting to other parties, playing double agents. No. We're sacking people because they're critical and asking for accountability and transparency in the party. Let me pull out the APRC Constitution. I'll pull it for you and I'll read it. I am not going to undermine the APRC authority. So for me to be effective, revving freely, for me to launch my sorties, for me to launch my missiles when people go wrong, I am going to go neutral. Relinquish. I'm seriously considering relinquishing all the official positions I have in the party because right now, elections is in December. We're not working. They're going on tour in a minute or so. Spend 1 million on tour. 1 million on tour. Our APRC TV is struggling. We're struggling to pay the bills at the bureau. We're struggling to help our people get voters' cards. We're struggling to do effective campaign. We've suggested, instead of spending 1 million going in a caravan, we have all our MPs have got double cabin pickup trucks. Fill them up every week. Go to 1 or 2 regions every week. Meet our regional chair. Meet our constituency chair. Meet our ward chair. Put our structures in place. 4 years later. So again, this is where the outcomes are going to be considered. Performances, targets. 4 years later, we haven't got a chairman in North Bank region. The Golden Rally in Abuko, the acting or overseer, whatever you call it, stood on the podium and said, APRC executive, come to North Bank region and sort out our structures immediately. We still don't have a regional chairman. We still don't have a structure. Most of our members who were in the executive have defected and gone to Barrow. Come and set it up. When was the Golden Rally? 2019. We're in 2021 now. They haven't done it. Did they fulfill their outcomes? Or their targets? Or their roles and responsibilities? No. Lower River region, the same. So CRR was being set up so that all the people in the executive are 100% APRC. Oh, they sacked the chairman. Now, NPP can go and take over. Because the one loyal person who stood as a rock, 100% loyal to APRC, 100% loyal to Babel, is now being sidelined. They've dismissed him illegally. And I'll read the articles now in a minute. They've dismissed him illegally. His dismissal is null and void. They didn't follow what the Constitution said. I'll read it in a minute. 4 years later, I haven't laid my hands on any financial statements that they were supposed to share with every Congress and members of the public. I haven't seen them. In fact, if you want to offend them quickly, ask them about money. That's one reason why they will sack you straight away. I am not going to play ball. I will go neutral. They will have I will even exit it so that I can counter whatever they're trying to do to undermine Jammeh's authority. When Jammeh is no longer there to go, fine. You guys went to 2 congresses. If you didn't want to respect his authority, Jammeh can sack people. The party leader of the APRC can sack people. In fact, the resolutions in Buyam, the resolution 3, made it emphatic as to what his powers are. Executive powers. You should have removed him in 2018 Congress. You didn't, because you still believed in him. He's the party leader. You went to 2021 Congress. You returned the same resolutions. You resolved that he's the party leader, supreme leader, flag bearer. Therefore, anything that happens in the party, start writing to Jammeh formally and see if he's not going to respond. He will respond. Jammeh is not a wicked human being. He's not inconsiderate. He thinks he's smart. He's got connections. So you cannot beat him. Just tell him, look, we're going to go and meet Barrow tomorrow. For this, that. We're going in a group of 4. Don't go as lone wolves. Because going in lone wolves raises a lot of questions. Write to him formally. Congress came. You done your Congress. Write to him formally. These were the Congress resolutions. All right. Are you going to come and contest? If you're not going to come and contest, we can go to special Congress, extraordinary Congress. Write to him formally. No. The only formal written stuff I see the party send to members of the party most of the time is press releases or when they're dismissing somebody. I haven't seen a letter that they're written to APRC UK branch to say, this is the kind of assistance we want. These are our plans. What do you guys think? Did they write to Jammeh to say, these are our plans? What do you think? Did they consult him on the disciplinary process of the CRR chairman? They can sack the chairman, but Jammeh can't sack ordinary members in the executive in CRR. So who's the party leader? Who's got executive power? Who's got authority? I'll search for the resolutions in Buyam right now, the APRC resolutions, and I'll read them for you in full. And I'll tell you whose name is there. The Supreme Court has now said executive members of a party, including the party leader, can live overseas and be executive members of a political party in Gambia. So you would think these people would have rushed to IEC and said, right, we're amending the 2020 or 2021 executive list. Jammeh can now be listed as the party leader of the APRC. They didn't do that yet. I haven't seen it, but I've got the latest list of executive from the IEC. I have it. Oh, yeah. I have it. Yes, it's listed correctly as far back as the interim leader, and first deputy party leader is somebody else. Second deputy party leader is somebody else. It's listed quite clearly. I am not going to support anyone who doesn't respect authority above them. Put it in writing. Prove to the members that you've written to Jammeh and he's ignored you. Prove to the members that Jammeh is not supporting you because you asked for assistance financial and he didn't support you. Put it in writing. Like you put in writing a day or two or the same day of Korite to sack a chairman. Cynical. Why at that time? Why? The report from the Vanguard hasn't even come back yet. It looked like it was being reconciled. It's being resolved. Dismissed them. They're going to go on tour. 1.1 million or 1 million is the budget. Blow it on the road. Come back. What is going to be the outcome of the tour? Will the structures be ready by the time they get there? Will the structures be ready by the time the caravan moved from North Bank region to CRR? Will Lower River region have the structures? Are you going to publish to us the statements of all the financial activities of the last 2 years? Are you going to tell us how you arrive at some of the decisions? I don't want to know what's inside the NEC. I'm not part of it. So if you want, share it with a few privileged people, whatever you want to do. I'm happy with that. I'm in the party because of the ideology. I didn't know much about the party until recently. But when I read the party manifesto, I read Vision 2020, I read Vision 2016, and I saw the books that were written about Jammeh, the achievement, and I went to Gambia. I personally made a tour to these areas to see whether it's true that Jammeh built roads in these areas and schools. And I saw them firsthand. Fine. Barrow is another, NPP is another political party. If you want to negotiate with them, I don't have problems. The institution is more powerful, so don't go telling people that I don't want you to negotiate with Barrow. But look at Gambia's interest first. Look at your party's interest second. Is your party leader in line with it? Did you consult him? Did he have an input in it? Have you done that? No. And no. And no. Look at Barrow Government. You want to support Barrow. Barrow went, of all the regions in the Gambia, It's only Fonyi that's under siege. Of all the accounts in the Gambia of people who worked for Jammeh, they had to go and seize Jammeh's assets and properties. They didn't stop there. They went to Jammeh's mother's accounts and froze them. Aja Asombi Bojan, they froze them. Not only that, it was your members, the APRC people, they shot and killed. Not only that, they took your vehicles, 45 of them according to you guys. Not only that, Barrow froze your accounts. Not only that, Barrow is playing you for fools for 2 years. You've been negotiating with Barrow. He didn't act on one point of that negotiation. But he's still negotiating with it. You go to the field of academics, they tell you not to keep trying and trying a failed formula. You got to change something in that formula for it to work. The fact that you're going back to the same failed formula without tweaking any part of it means you're not smarter than that person, the fool you're negotiating with. Oh, they're undermining the party. Why? Because I gave them food to eat on a Sunday meeting. And some oil and some meat to cook for APRC loyalists in CRR to eat. Something I've done for many other regions. Oh, that was not undermining the party. No, that's not undermining the party. That's cool because they're in good relationship. So what? Your enemy should be my enemy. Well, Barrow is my enemy then. You shouldn't be friends with Barrow. If that's the case, we pick enemies and we treat them as enemies. Barrow is my enemy. You should be friends with him. You carry on. I don't have problems you negotiate. I said that before. I am a big admirer of dialogue. But make sure Jammeh is involved. You let him have an input. He's the party leader. Let him approve it. You respect the authority above you. I respect the authority above me. I'm not going to go and accuse you of other things that people are saying you've done. The money, the cars, the promises, whatever. I don't want to get into that. Those are allegations. I don't want to empower people who make up stuff against the executive. No. I got respect. I respect authority. That's why by Monday, you will find out whether I will still be in my position as a spokesman of the UK branch. Because if this is going to continue, I don't have any problems. If Barrow wants to give you the vehicles that he took from us, Barrow is not doing you a favor. Barrow is returning what he took from you illegally. If he wants to give you money for the money that the accounts that they froze, fine. Or he can't give you 45 vehicles, but he's going to give you a certain number of vehicles and a certain amount of money, fine. I don't have problems with that. If the institution decides, I am all for that. But that will be approved by the chairman of the National Executive Committee, and that's Babili Mansa, Jammeh. Let him approve it. I respect institution. For me, it's not about personal stuff. If it's personal, I will not be supporting APRC. I've got nothing to gain from APRC. I'll lose money every single day supporting that political party because I believe in the ideology. I believe in Jammeh's vision. I believe in Vision 2020, Vision 2016. Fight for the little guy. Make the little guy big. Make dreams come true. Transform a Gambian child. Make them believe. Make them feel like royals, kings and queens. That's what Jammeh does. There's no class and caste system under Jammeh. He shattered all of that in 1994. He can sack anyone he wants in accordance with the party rules. You gave him executive powers. Let me read Article 50 because I nearly forgot. I'll go to Article 50. Actually, let me start Article 19. That's Article 19. Article 19 has got bearings. It's got some links to what's going to be read at Article 50. And I also will go and read the resolutions of Buyam 2018. Those resolutions give Jammeh absolute power. They gave him that, not me. I'm just an ordinary member of the party, never been a delegate, never been to Congress. All I do is make noise. Guys, don't call me. I'm not going to pick up your calls. Sorry. Okay, so Article 19 relates to a division. So Article 19, Divisional Executive Committee. So it says, there shall be a Divisional Executive Committee to be composed of the following persons. Chairperson, 2 vice chairpersons, all National Assembly members, Secretary, Assistant Secretary, Treasurer, Assistant Treasurer, Mobilizer, Assistant Youth Mobilizer, Assistant Women Mobilizer, and 5 other members. Yeah? So all of those members, from chairperson and others, need to be voted in by Congress or removed by Congress. All right? But there's disciplinary measure where the party leader can act to remove people they're not happy they think. In fact, the National Executive Committee has done that before. They expelled people. Again, the expulsion was not done the right way. But they expelled people. Let me come and read it. Okay? So, I'll go to Article 50 because this is just the responsibility of a divisional chair. Disciplinary conduct is Article 50. You keep sacking people and think the party is going to grow. You'll never see them high-profile announcements, or we attracted somebody from the MPP, or we attracted somebody from GDC, but they're sacking high-profile people in the party constantly. Over what? Criticism, or standing their ground, or kicking non-loyal people from the party? Code of Conduct for Party Members, Chapter 7, Article 50. Every party member shall recognize the supremacy of the party and shall uphold and defend the good name of the party at all times. Every party member shall faithfully comply with and abide by the following rules of conduct. Now, look at how many of these rules the executive have not complied with. You listen. Rule A, ensure the unity, cohesion of the party at all times. All right? The first impasse of the party was brought about by the executive, Sidinjai. Were they all dismissed? No. Did they dismiss Sidinjai? No. Nearly broke the party into two until he had to hand in his resignation after playing as an MPP agent in the party for nearly 2 years, a year and a half. That's point A. Point B, carry out and defend the policies, programs, and all lawful decisions of the party. The party's decisions are lawful when they're authorized by the chairman, the party leader. They must be authorized by Abel Mansa. Be a model for transparency, probity, accountability, and injustice. The same reasons they sacked Single Nyasi, Kitum Jaju, Nabu Saho, Mariama Kujabi, and other people, Lamin Sise, for asking for accountability, transparency, probity. Same reason Omar Mambure has received his dismissal illegally. That's C. Now we're going to D. This is most poignant, chilling one of all. This is the one that caused the problems in CRR. Listen to this. D. Show unflinching loyalty to the party at all times, and in particular, ensure that confidential matters of the party are divulged to authorized persons only. Show unflinching support to the party. Loyalty. So the people who were not loyal in CRR, defected ones, on the verge of defecting again, playing as double agents, insiders, subterfuges, are in the party. They got kicked out, and it's a problem. The person who kicked them out is the enemy of the party. It's not secret. E is simple. Register as a voter and vote. Apply and abide faithfully to the fundamental human rights, freedoms, enshrined, protect in the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia. Fine. Hold fast to the letter and spirit of July 22nd Revolution. What's July 22nd Revolution? Nationalism. Gambia first. Sky's the limit. Territorial integrity. Allowing people to express themselves. Developing the little guy. Fighting for the little guy. Somebody who fights for Gambia. Again, it says Constitution of the Gambia. Be faithful to it. If you're committing treason by taking Senegalese soldiers to enter our state house, to guard our Gambian president, to lay one region of the Gambia under siege, are you being faithful to the Constitution of the Gambia? No. H says embrace hard work and the attitude. Fine. I says Point I says, abandon individual interest in favor of collective will and national interest must be above personal interest. National interest must be above personal interest, says the APRC constitution, says the Gambian constitution. Why are you supporting Barrow? Why is Barrow your friend? Barrow got national interest at heart? J. That's an easy. Be prepared at all times to respond positively to the call of national leadership. Fine. That was during the APRC period. Gear all actions towards national interest and empowerment of the masses. Are you telling me the destruction of our education sector, health sector, agricultural sector, and the deplorable state of security is empowerment of the masses? Are you empowering the masses? No. The man is selling our country to foreign interests. You're not empowering the masses because the masses cannot afford rice anymore. They cannot afford fish anymore. They're scared of their streets. They're afraid of their own houses. That's the person who's not difficult to negotiate with, right? Because the incumbent will give a pickup truck and $1 million when a high-profile person defects to NPP. That's K. The last point, which is L. Fight against tribalism and uphold national unity at all times. Something that APRC is good at. I'll have to give them that. Article 51. Disciplinary code for party members. Right, I'm going to read just 2 points because it'll become laborious, it'll become monotonous. Right? But it just goes around to say an independent disciplinary committee will be set up to investigate and recommend action in consultation with the National Executive Committee. Who's the chairman of the National Executive Committee who will be approving all of these? Professor Jammeh. He should be approving all of it. Did he approve the current sacking of the chairman of CRR? No. None that I know of. I didn't see any of their sacking letter saying in consultation with Babili Mansa or the party leader. I haven't seen it. We've been saying this constantly every single time over the last few months, over the last number of years. Let's do this, do it properly. Be consistent. I will go neutral and I will launch sorties because that's the only way I will avoid breaching the party principles. That's what I'm going to do. I hate injustice. If you argue with somebody, fine. There's caboodles everywhere, fine. The APRC executive has got caboodles. My house has got caboodles. Some 2 people will be closer than the other 2 people in a family of 4 people or a family of 6 people. It's nature. You argue. As long as you're fighting for the interests of the party and the nation, that's all that matters. You don't sack people because they're critical. I can take the labels the executive gave me. I can take that all day long. Or beware of fake intellectuals. Or beware of these junkish people. Or beware of Lamin Tamba is undermining the authority of the NEC in CRR. How? The chairman contacted me and said, we want to hold a meeting in CRR, but we're struggling to get food for the delegates, the guests. So I said, all right, I'll contribute. Gave them money. They mentioned my name, something that I don't like anyway. I don't like praises. Mentioned my name. Oh, thank you for funding our meeting, Sunday meeting. Oh, that was uproar. Because man like me cannot have anybody say, oh, you helped us out there. I told Combo North, I told Brikama North, I told KM and Student Wigan, don't tell anyone I'm giving you money. I don't want anything out of it. I leave politics, I leave APRC, I resign from all party politics in the Gambia. I'm not interested in anything. I don't want Jammeh's position. I don't want anyone else's position. But I cannot be in the party helping, recruiting people, bringing people in, and then somebody else is busy sacking them. Because of what? Opportunities were given to resolve the problem. They negated on it. You can go and have your party It's your party. You can do what you want in it. But you know what? I'll tell you something. You go and do anything in the APRC against the wishes of the party leader who's in Equatorial Guinea, you'll be selling Barrow the wrong things. You'll be selling Mama Kandi the wrong things. You'll be selling UDP the wrong things. Get him to authorize it. Put your stuff in writing. If Jammeh is not forthcoming to stuff that you kept transparent, open road to him, you consulted on him, that will be Jammeh's problem. We will all know you made your effort, but he ignored you. Keep the communication formal. No, the only formal communications I've seen between party members is dismissals and expulsions. Nothing else. APRC is funded by us ordinary members. We put our money in. We shout and scream. We support it. Therefore, our wishes, our views have to be respected. You guys need to stop calling me, man. I'm not going to pick up anyone's calls. That's how the party is. Oh, yeah, I can sack somebody because they're insulting people. What's wrong? Nobody should insult the FTJ. Nobody should insult Rambo. Nobody should insult Boricoli. Not Amul, not Dudu Jaw, any other people. I abhor offensive language. And I support the executive. I'm one of their biggest support. Go and look at my post. Go and look at my Facebook lives. I give them glowing remarks every day, and they've done very, very well. But at this crucial stage, the last thing we want is lose influential people. Based on what? They stood their ground. They're exposing the hypocrisy of some APRC members. I don't care who's leading the party into election. If it's FTG and is doing the right thing, I support him. If it's Rambo is doing the right thing, I support him. If it's FJC and is doing the right thing, I support her. I don't have problems with that. But you cannot go around sacking people because you disagree with them. Or the party leader said that person is toxic. They're working for Barrow inside people. Double agents, dismiss them. He dismisses them, you jump up and dismiss him. Why? Because you don't respect the authority above you, but you expect us to respect your authority. You need to go and reinstate Omar Mambure. He's done nothing wrong but kick 8 NPP people out. You need to reinstate him. You dismissed him illegally. Set up an independent committee to investigate the issue. Go to CRR, go to the root of the problem and solve it there. Don't call him to the APRC Manjai Bureau. Go to the root cause, set an independent committee to investigate and resolve, negotiate, resolve it informally. And if he breaks the party principles in terms of loyalty, in terms of nationalism, in terms of embezzling party's funds, you sack him. I will not be complaining. Who's our treasurer anyway? Who's the APRC treasurer? Has he shown us party's financial accounts? Of all the funds being appropriated as enshrined in our constitution by the IEC, have all those accounts been provided for the party leader? Oh, when you talk, you're an enemy, you're undermining. Oh, PYFC is a big problem. Yeah, PYFC will be a problem because PYFC don't come and sing and praise. We're not griots. We support the NEC, we support the party, we have our intellectual input into many things that they're doing. In fact, PYC is one of the peacemakers. But oh, we're rebels. You know what, I'm not going to waste my time in any of those fora. I haven't been in since last week when they stuff it, because when I comment, they say it's an enemy. Let's close that chapter. As soon as I give my back to the fora, they're back on the same chapter. Because now, nobody's there to defend the little guy. They can clamp down on the little guy. They can bully that little guy. Oh, I come back. I thought this topic is closed. You guys are still on it. Should we start again then? Oh, no. Let's leave that topic aside. I'm not in there for anything. I don't need it to survive. I just went in there because I believe something about the party. That's what I was there for. I don't care who's leading the party. Do the things the right way. If you dismiss someone for insulting, dismiss the other for insulting. If you dismiss one person for kicking out NPP people, dismiss the other person for kicking out GDC people or UDP people in the party. Loyalty. You want to be loyal to Barrow. He's your priority. You can't say anything bad about Barrow. But you don't want to be loyal to Jammeh, who brought all this thing in the first place, who made you household names. And if you're loyal, APRC is going to win clean, and you guys are going to enjoy it. I'm going to sit here. I don't want none of those executive positions. You guys will be enjoying it, not me. I'm not in there for none of that. In fact, politics is taking me away from my daily routines that I put in other places. I do justice championship in the United Kingdom. I defend people. I defend the little guy. So politics is taking too much of my time. I'm not in there for any of those positions. I don't want to enrich myself because of it. I'm losing money because of it. I'm losing time because of it. And the more I tell the truth, the more people, friends I lose that are made in that party. Groundwork, fill the pickup trucks, do the effective door-to-door campaign, set up the structures, caravan 1 million, next thing they come back, oh, we broke again. Look, I'm not saying national tour is not good. Of course, they need to go to national tour. But then the resources should be adequate to do the groundwork too. On a daily basis, structures have to be in place. We have to have a chairman in North Bank region. We have to have a chairman reinstated in CRR. We have to have a chairman in LRR. We already have a chairman in URR. We have a chairman in West Coast region. You have chairman in KMC and Banjul. I'm happy with that. This is like every day is a final for us right now. We can't go around sacking people. Some of the best loyal people in the party, you sack them because of what? They kicked out disloyal people. Who does that? You defect. If somebody defects, the deputy party leader of UDP defects and goes and contests for APRC and goes back to you. Do you think UDP is going to make him deputy party leader straight away? If you want to negotiate with Barrow, by all means, go ahead. I don't have problems with that. Party wants to go with Barrow. I respect the institution's decisions. But make sure the party leader authorizes it. Go to IEC and change the list of executive there, because now it's legal for Jammeh to be listed on the APRC executive as party leader, flag bearer, and supreme leader. Go and do that quickly. Since you are very quick at dismissing people, changing that list at the IEC shouldn't take that long. We've never been to court to fight Barrow government. We've never been to court when Rambo was clearly stolen in the KMC mayoral race. Bakari Saibo same. Sam Jata of KM West, Sarakunda West, clearly stolen. We didn't go to court. We didn't challenge Barrow government or anything. The cases don't cost, some of these cases don't cost more than $50,000. Oh, we don't have money. Every single thing you tell them to do, oh, we don't have money. Politics goes with money. Oh yeah, cool. No sacrifice then. Yeah, no, that's what I said. Let's be efficient. Let's raise our own money. We did that once. Where is the money gone? Raise our own money. We pay the executive to do these jobs. I'm a believer of paying people for work. There should not be any unpaid labor. You want to negotiate with Barrow? Fine. Write to Jammeh. Get him to respond. Yeah, Jammeh, this is what we want to do. We want to negotiate with Barrow. Help him out in the next election. Jammeh says yes or no. He's the party leader. You guys said you voted for him twice. Why then are you not waiting for him to authorize that? Put it in writing. If the problem is coming from Jammeh, we'll know. Inform him of everything. Involve him, in fact. Involve him. If he's not forthcoming, if he's not responsive, then we can say, oh yeah, it's Babili Man's fault. They've told him formally, this is proof of the letter they wrote to him. He received it. He responded, or he didn't respond. Fair enough. We'll accept it. Where the real fight is where we're not fighting. We're fighting where there shouldn't be any fight. We're fighting between us, when we're supposed to fight the government as an opposition party. And that, for me, unfortunately, by Monday, I will make up my decision. All right? I don't undermine authority. I can tell you that. I am as blunt as they come. I am as straight as they come. I don't hide anything. I speak up. And I've been like this since I was a kid. Fear nobody. I beg no favors, no fear anyone's hate. I speak up. This is why from age 12, I start earning my own money. Don't care. Because I don't want people to blackmail me. I don't want people to control me. I work my ass off. Therefore, I fear no one. You dismiss me here, I'll go next place and I'll thrive. Simple as that. I'm not going to be in the party under people and try and undermine them or going against them. I'll go outside and I'll start sending raids across. If I go into a fora and it says it's religious purposes, I stick to religious purposes. If I go to a fora and it says this is community work, I stick to it. If I go to a fora and it says this is about constitutional review stuff only, I stick to constitutional review. I don't go to a community forum and I put politics in there. I don't go to a religious forum and I put pornography there. No, that's me. I stick to the rules of a group and I stick to them like that. I'll be exiting most of these groups because I don't have time for it. We put very sound, coherent plans for the APRC, programs, structures for the party. None of them has been implemented. Oh, the CRR chairman has not been meeting outcomes. What outcomes did he set him? Which of those 43 members of the executive has got clearly defined roles and responsibilities? Which of them is meeting their targets and deadlines? Which of them are fulfilling the demands of their roles? Party is brilliant. Still, the best party on Gambian soil is APRC. I can give you that. You guys done very well. Kept the party close-knit, strong. We're getting to expand. As soon as we start getting some positivity, negativity sets in. And then who jumps? Bang, you're sacked. You're this, you're that. We get agitated over nothingness. That's what worries me. Do you understand? You guys stick and stay in the APRC because we're there making noise, because Jammeh's philosophy, Jammeh's vision. We believe in all the people who are following him. That's why we're giving them respect. But if they're not going to respect Jammeh, then unfortunately for people like me, I don't respect authority above me if they cannot respect authority above them. You can disrespect me from tomorrow, from Monday. You understand? I told you the absolute truth as the way CRR started way back in October or November when Pamo Dumbo and others who were selected by the EU and funded by the EU branch to do a nationwide tour, effective campaign. They were gaining ground. Many people were joining the party at that time. They went to Koina, their own time, their own money, and they told him to stop. Because why? NPP people in CRR didn't like it. They didn't like the resurgence of the APRC. They told him to stop it. Why are you stopping somebody's bringing members to your party? You ask the EU, how many members are sent to them? UK branch, members joining every single time. We're getting new members. The party is getting prosperous by political terms. Because in politics, you get the people, you're prosperous. But no, we're quietly destroying the party for the benefit of the MPP. Yes, I call it MPP because their own party leader, Barrow, doesn't know it's N instead of M. Anyway, I've been on this live too long. I've told you what needed to be done. You go and investigate. Set up a committee. If you want to dismiss somebody from the party, set up a committee, independent. Their recommendations will be considered by the NEC and the chairman will authorize it. The APRC chairman, according to the constitution, is the party leader. That's how it gets done. And you need to put it in writing. Show people the route that the committee took to arrive at their decision. And when they make recommendations, the party leader decides in consultation with the National Executive Committee what's going to happen to that particular person. Put it in writing. Nobody is going to argue if things are put in writing. Don't just show us a dismissal letter and say, oh, we dismissed him because he was doing this and this and that with no evidence. This is all, it started in October. We gave them opportunities. We funded their trips to go and meet them, resolve the problem. It's a non-issue. This person is going to NPP tours. They're meeting Barrow's people. They're helping him set up this store. They're doing the groundwork for him. Remove him from the executive. They can stay in the party, remove them from the executive. You cannot have a responsible person in the party like our former spokesman Sidija. He's NPP, but he's saying he supports Barrow 100%. He's APRC, but he goes to newspapers and says he supports Barrow 100%. Opposition spokesman, they asked him a question. What's your assessment of the Barrow government so far? Oh, you know, we have to give Barrow time. He's only been there. Oh, lo and behold, we didn't know that our former spokesman was already destroying the party from within. You cannot, how can you be an opposition spokesman and you afraid to destroy the ruling party? Because Barrow from day one started failing. from the very day when he ran away to Dakar, and took him a week to return after Jammeh's departure. And then they started jumping on Kamfenda people, 51 of them plus a pregnant woman who lost her pregnancy in prison because of what? They had an argument, verbal argument with UDP. Oh, so all that, the APRC has forgotten all that now. Barrow is appealing to them suddenly. Yeah, they stopped Parmody. It's not your Parmody went with the team. And they were doing a great job reviving the party everywhere across the country. We were gathering steam. The wheels were gathering must. Oh, you need to stop because there's a problem. You say, what problem? What problem was there when somebody's bringing people into the party again? Those 60 youth in Sami will organize a private rally. We go and meet them. We introduce them to the APRC. By the time, I'll be a neutral. I'll just help them anyway. I'll fund the rally. Let them go and introduce them and recruit them to the APRC. Simple as that. They're not coming to my farm to work. They're not coming to my house to feed me. They're going to join the APRC so they can give votes to Babili Mansa or whoever the APRC flag bearer is in December. The same people who are trying to kick Omar Mambura out for bringing those youths and trying to strengthen the party over there will be the same people who get the votes of these 60 youths and many others. I'll end it here. It's midnight now in the United Kingdom. I haven't eaten. See, my food is here. I went to work, come back from work, gone to kids' training, extracurricular activity, come back, I barely eaten. Yeah? So, guys, I'm going to end it here. I'll come back again because it's rumbling. It's rumbling. It's rumbling. Yeah? I still believe in the APRC philosophy. Still the biggest party in Gambia. Still the party that's going to save us from Senegal and the foreign forces, the dark forces. No other party, all the parties that were in the coalition are all compromised. You see the joint security agreement that Dabo oversaw and he gave a speech when they were launching it. You saw the hot pursuit thing that they signed, which is killing our own citizens right now. Senegalese citizens can commit crime and run back into Senegal and we can do nothing about it. But our citizens will commit crimes allegedly and run back into Gambia. They chase them to Gambia, shoot them, kill them, do what they like. Nothing is going to come out of it. Look at the crime rates, the amount of people that are getting killed on a daily basis. People are afraid of their streets. People are afraid of their own houses now. Look at the vigilantism that's taking place. People taking the law into their own hands. I told you this, when I was little, in Talinding and Bundung, when they catch thieves, they kill them. They hammer a 6-inch nail into their heads, or they tie them in the big ground bags, put rocks in there and throw them in the river, Talinding River. Jammeh and the young boys came and outlawed all of that. They stopped it completely. No mob justice. When I was little, when they say thief, thief, you head to the nearest police station or you're dead. All that outlawed. Things were done the right way. You catch a thief, take them to court. It's back now. People are punishing thieves because the police will not prosecute. When they report them to the police, they say, oh, because of COVID or whatever, lack of capacity, they cannot chase criminals, they cannot patrol the streets, they can't do anything else. And they're scared of the TRRC recommendations, stop them going tough on crime. So what do the criminals do? The criminals become tough on people. The police can go tough on crime, the criminals go tough on people. Kill people, slit people's throats over materialism. This is what's going on. This is the Barrow they want to go and help. Barrow's got none of your concerns. He never comes out and says, look, I understand that survival is difficult. No, in fact, Barrow will come and lie. He'll tell you, oh, a bag of rice is now $900. You go to the shop now, you find it, $900. Where? Which bag of rice is $900? Barrow's gone, he said he's going to build 50 hospitals in CRR, Kabada or something. We haven't seen it yet. The roads he built haven't gone anywhere yet. In Hakalang and some other Kauru roads, they're all red gravel still. The 50 mosques haven't come. Banjul Bara Bridge is not there. Brikama Wi-Fi is not there. 20,000 jobs in Commerce are not there. Listen, brothers and sisters, we need to think about our country. Our pockets matter, but work hard for it. Don't sacrifice your country. Don't sacrifice your party for the sake of your individual benefit. as the APRC constitution says. National public interest first overrides. Do you understand? It's about our country. If you're going to go into alliance, look, I don't have problems with executives sitting with NPP. I don't have problems with them sitting with GDC. Fine. Just make sure Jammeh is in the loop. Inform him. Let him authorize it. Jammeh is not. He's not. He hasn't lost it. He's not a difficult person. Even the most difficult person, if you're transparent, they can only whinge, but they can't say you've done the wrong thing. Really, it's that simple. Communication. Keep the lines of communication open. If they want stuff to be written, I can help them. I can write it and send it to Jammeh. Just give me Jammeh's email or his contact number. I'll send it directly to him. If I can't get it to him directly, I know people who talk to him directly in the party. I'll send it to them. They can forward it to him. He can be adequately informed. He can have an input in it. That's all it is. Courtesy. That's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in anything else. APRC is still strong. We are going to win this election. Let's believe in ourselves. We can fund ourselves. We can stand up by ourselves and win this election. We're the single largest surviving unit in the Gambia. All the other parties are fragmenting left, right, and center. We're holding strong. Again, credit to the NEC for holding the party together. But when they're wrong, clearly wrong, doing things against the interests of the party, we have to speak up. And that's the necessary thing I'm doing right now, speaking up. I know I'll offend them, but the truth always offends. Go and reinstate the CRR chairman. Reinstate him before your nationwide tour. We want to be united in this nationwide tour. We want to show unity. We want to show strength. In fact, we can still talk to the Sami youth. When you go there, they come and meet you if they still have the appetite for APRC. It's been 6 months. We don't know what happened. People can change their minds. Reinstate him. If you are not disciplining him, go through the right process. If the recommendations are that he was clearly wrong, you don't have to dismiss him. You can warn him formally. If he offends again, then dismiss. Oh no, bang, straight dismissal. We want a united front, this national tour. We have to have a chairman in North Bank region. We have to have a chairman in CRR. We have to have a chairman in LRR. We need to do the groundwork day to day. Right now it's like an exam, final exam every single day. It's like a cup final until the 4th of December. Every one of us, not just the National Executive Committee, every one of us will be involved in the groundwork. I tell you what, I can promise you one thing. If I come back to the Gambia in the next few weeks or so, a month or two, and those Sami youths haven't come to the party, we'll organize a rally in CRR. We're going to introduce them to the APRC. We'll get them to enroll. We'll pay for their APRC membership. You can have them. One of you that's fighting the CRR chairman might be the flag bearer in December. You're the one going to benefit from those numbers, not me. You understand? I'm not one of those people that will go and accuse executive of taking this from Barrow or doing that or benefiting. No, I don't do that. That's not me. When I see paper or proof of it or video or audio, the amount of times I ask people to, oh, you saw them at State House here. Record them secretly, video, audio, take photos. And then you suddenly find out that they can't produce those. And I say, all right, okay, because you can't produce it, I don't believe your story anyway. That's how I operate. I don't want to be fooled again like the strugglers did before 2017. Lying about 70 babies, 100 virgins, raping and biting same time, killing people for sacrifice, killing people and giving the meat to his crocodiles. All those fake stories. Or there are mass graves in Tintimba Forest. Or there's a well somewhere where they throw people in. None of those were found. Pure lies, and all of them are now confessing as to what they did pre-2017. I will not be caught by that again. I trusted Gambians enough, not anymore. Paper, video proof, that's it. Don't worry about what anyone says. APRC's flag bearer is Babili Mansa. APRC's interim party leader, FTJ. First deputy is Rambo. Second deputy is Borokoli. Amol is the spokesman. Duduja is the deputy spokesman. We don't have a general secretary yet. I don't know that. We have several other executive members. So take that. Anyone else tells you APRC don't have leadership, or Babylon is not going to run again, or Babylon is not the party, just ignore them. Ignore them. It's written on paper. They need to go and rectify the APRC list of executive at IEC as soon as possible. I'm done. All right. I need to go and eat. I need to drink. I'm hungry. I'm starving. All right. I don't know how I didn't get angry. A hungry man is an angry man, they say. All right. Have a good weekend, my lovely people. I love you all. This is about Gambia. It's about APRC. It's not personal for me. I gain nothing by going personal against people. Yeah. Born in a poor house. Grew up in a poor house. Changed my circumstances. If I can change the lives of other people, I'll do it. I'm not in there to destroy anyone. I don't pull anyone down. I don't do it. I have the ability to rise up. And one of those qualities is not by dropping somebody down to the ground so I can rise up. No, I don't do that. But one thing you will get from me is piercing truth. People call me stubborn since I was a kid. Not because I stole somebody's mangoes or I stole somebody's corn. Yeah, or maize we call it. I don't jump people's fences. I don't commit crimes. That's not my stubbornness. My stubbornness is if I see something and I think is wrong, I'll speak up. I'll stand up against it. And I'm happy to lose what I have right now for the sake of the truth. That's how I've been from day one. And I've led organizations. This day, there's not a single person that will say I took a penny from them. From any of the organizations. And most of the stuff that I led has been successful so far. Touch wood. That will continue. I don't bow down and be anyone's griot. I don't do that. I praise people for good work. I rectify them when they're wrong. But when frustrations boil over, I speak up publicly, openly. Let's fight for Gambia. Let's fight for APRC. If you want to go with Barrow, fine. If you want to go with Mama Kanda, fine. You want to go with Doi, fine. Make sure Jammeh knows about it. Make sure he has an input. Make sure he authorizes it. It really is that simple. Start writing to Jammeh now. If he's not spoken to you for 4 or 5 months, as I hear, start writing to him. Write to him. He cannot say I didn't know. Or record a video, audio, and send it to him. He can't say I didn't know. Communicate with him. He's not superhuman. He's a gifted human being, very smart. Transform the country. Transform your lives. Deal with him in that capacity, period. Thank you very much. Good night.